Union Cross is one of the two Kingdom Hearts mobile games. The game's servers, however, were shut down in June 2021 and have since been turned into a theatre mode which is unplayable. I believe that Union Cross requires a full CGI and Unreal Engine 4 remake. However, some of you may wonder why 358 over 2 days and Recoded aren't also needing a remake, and while they do, I do not believe it is needed as much as Union Cross. I believe this because 358 over 2 days and Recoded both have full cinematic retellings within the collections. Not only that, but you can get the full range of emotions through the voice acting, especially in 358 over 2 days, which is the most vital part of the game over the missions. Another reason I believe that Union Cross needs a remake more is because it's increasingly becoming clear since its beginnings as Kingdom Hearts Key that this game is vital to the future of Kingdom Hearts, even more so after the end credits of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind. This example of this is Ephemera appearing in the final act of Kingdom Hearts 3 and then the Lost Masters appearing after the credits of Kingdom Hearts 3 and Remind. In matter of fact, Union Cross is becoming so vital that it's not just important to Phase 2 of Kingdom Hearts, so Remind onwards, but also Kingdom Hearts going on from the original game. This includes the Keyblade Ward, which was originally referenced in Birth by Sleep, but we meant their first time in Kingdom Hearts 2, Xehanort's backstory, and more details which you can find in other YouTubers' videos about Kingdom Hearts. It should also be remade because not everybody enjoys playing mobile games. For some people, they just find them annoying and a waste of time. However, it goes beyond that. The game, as I mentioned, is setting up several things from Phase 2, and I particularly want to focus on two characters who I don't feel like many have actually mentioned, but I feel like they do need to. Laurium and Sterlexia, the brother and a sister in Union Cross, who has story is being referenced in Kingdom Hearts 3 at the end of Marluxia's term as a nobody, right before he becomes human again, where he mentions he remembers his purpose of being, which as Laurium in Union Cross was finding his sister, who we know was murdered by Ventus, but could potentially be the true Dandelion, who we see Luciu, or the Master, putting in one of the life pods at the end of the game. I believe that Laurium will return at some point in Phase 2 for a couple main reasons, with the main one being that plot point with him and Sterlexia was not resolved at the end of Union Cross like many other plot points during Union Cross were. I also believe that Larxene will return during this and that there will be a major plotline between those two to do with the Masters as well. I believe this because Larxene says at the end of her time as a nobody that she was just tagging along for the ride. And what do you know, her human form was good friends with Laurium during the Union days and cared about Sterlexia as well. I fully believe that we will see Laurium and Larxene's human form return and face off against the Lost Masters or help our 7 crowns, as we have now learned are going to be important, sometime in the future. In fact, I don't believe those two to be the only two Union leaders who are still going to be around in Phase 2. We already know Ventus will still be around. He is one of the main characters through Birth by Sleep till now, and it makes no sense to get rid of him for Phase 2. But I also believe we will see some more of Brain, as his story was still left open-ended in some form at the end of Union Cross. We do not know how he dies. We do not know what happens to him at all. Now, assuming he dies like Ephemera, I still think, because of his connection to Luciu at the end of Union Cross, we need a resolve to that. But players won't know who Brain, Laurium and Sterlexia are without a remake, because a lot of people won't want to check out the theatre mode. And I think this would also tie into Dark Road 2, as Dark Road is a continuation of Union Cross and a prequel to Birth by Sleep, as it is Xehanort's origin story, which, as we know now, is also the original player character of Union Cross's sequel. There's another point I want to bring up as well. We haven't actually experienced the original browser game, Kingdom Hearts Key, at all, because when it was brought over to the West as a mobile game, it was Unchained Key, and it was set after the Keyblade War, before it then transitioned into what we know now as Union Cross. I believe that a remake would give us a chance to do Union Cross from when it was Key to Unchained Key to Union Cross in a unique way that lets players piece together a story and also not have so many repetitive missions by having the story flow better in each world. It does have to actually be said that Union Cross does have over 900 missions, actually just shy of 1,000. And most of these missions are repetitive ones in the worlds which are just fetch quests which could be fixed together to make them a lot smoother and a lot more enjoyable in a full game that's on consoles. Obviously not a cloud version, Nintendo Switch, but it would be better. As we're finishing this off, you'll be seeing a clip of the end of Union Cross playing, and this actually helps understand what happens with Maleficent between Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. But we haven't actually mentioned the most important part of Union Cross, the story of the Lost Masters and the Master of Master. This is very important, that needs to be told properly. We know they're important. The Master of Master is in Quadrantum with Yazora, and the Lost Masters have been returned to the Keyblade graveyard where they fell in the Keyblade War by Xigbar, or Luxu, as he was originally called. And we need to know how that story goes for everyone's sake. And it's not fair for new players to have to experience this through a somewhat weak theatre mode, which is very hard to navigate. And that's another issue. The theatre mode is really poor because it splits everything into worlds instead of actually showing what's meant to happen in the chronological order that it is. Which makes sense at the Kingdom Hearts game. It's meant to be confusing, but not that confusing. To end this off, I do believe Union Cross needs and should have a remake. And I'm hoping that, along with a Kyrie game, hopefully, that we do get another game, which is a remake, specifically of Union Cross and even Dark Road. Now, if you want to see more of my content, in the coming months I will be doing, on the lead up and after the Kingdom Hearts 20th celebration, I shall be making several videos on topics such as more Union Cross, my own idea for a Kyrie game, what Disney films and TV shows I would like to see, and more, and discussing what's actually revealed at the 20th anniversary. I would also like you to all check out the Secret Reports because their videos are amazing. Thank you for watching, and if you've watched to the end, thank you very much. I think this is my longest video yet, and I am very proud of it, and I am loving Kingdom Hearts at the moment. Please subscribe, and I'll see you all next time for more Kingdom Hearts content and Owl House content. Bye!